Rockland County cops, for their part, are deployed and ready to act, we are told, if Mayor Adams goes through on this and tries to get more migrants to the quiet suburban area. That is not a sanctuary county at that, a point that has been pounded again and again by Ed Day, the Rockland County, New York executive, kind enough to join us now. Executive, very good to see you. So you were stunned by this. You had no heads up or warning, right?
There's none whatsoever. We had to figure it out ourselves, and even when we figured it out, the mayor and the mayor's office were not giving any details. We had to figure out through investigation exactly where this was going to be. We figured out what hotel it was. We got information that told us how many people were coming. They consistently refused to tell us when they were coming, so it left us no choice. We have no idea what's happening, and I resent the fact that somehow Mayor Adams thinks he has a hold on humanity and treating people well. He's doing these folks no favors. We actually have a very humane course of action here. We have great connections with our local not-for-profits that were at my press conference today, treating people right. What the mayor is doing right now is taking people, trying to have a New York City homeless shelters outside New York City in direct violation of zoning laws. The areas that he has cannot even legally put these things up. So it's to a point now it's really absurd. And, you know, this whole issue about how many taken on, here's what we got. We have a situation where the mayor of New York decided he wanted a sanctuary county, and he got it. And now he realized he bit off more than he can chew, and he can't handle it. So he wants to take these poor folks and dump them wherever, in 35 miles north of New York City. I don't think Mayor Adams knows what it looks like up here. It is just utterly ridiculous. It really is.
Have any of them made their way to your county?
To the best, well, it's a very good point, Neil. We have had people who have come to our county. We are caring for people up here because people who've ended up in the New York City area have family and friends, some in Rockland. They've been here. What that is turned into is 1,000+ children in the East Rockland School District, a 35% increase in child foster care. This is an unmitigated disaster. We are at a breaking point. We were deputized by the state to handle housing in Spring Valley because they couldn't handle it. Things are really bad to begin with. Sending in 340 people now is about as cruel as it can get because there's nothing that's going to be here for these folks, and that's not humane. It's a political reaction to a failure. That's all this is.
So, you know, the way to get to and from New York City to you and your beautiful county is through Route 87, of course. So do you have police? Do you have security officials watching for buses? You know, how would they be identified? How would you know?
Neil, I'm a former police commander. I know exactly what has to be done, how it can be done. I can tell you and also the people of Rockland that we are making our very best effort to know whatever movements are in real time and react appropriately. That's as much as I'm going to say.
But as you know from past experiences of people being shipped all over the country under different systems, I should stress, it's oftentimes in the middle of the night when no one's looking.
We're well aware of that, and there have been some sleepless nights for some people up here. We'll just let it go at that, Neil.
I bet.
We're not going to get thought out by the mayor and his people.
So there was, just to confirm, Executive, no warning that you had, no heads up from the mayor's office. We ourselves have reached out to Mayor Eric Adams. We've not heard back. Hope springs eternal. Maybe we will. But there was no hint of this to come.
No. The only hint they got was the town supervisor in Orangetown, who you had on before. She got a phone call from the mayor, and basically, it's a courtesy call, basically, and she confirmed that it's a courtesy call. It's a done deal. That's the bottom line. The pointed question that was asked of the mayor was very simple. Are these people vetted? He didn't know. What kind of plan does that tell you? You don't know. You have no idea who these folks are. There may be 340 beautiful, wonderful people. I have no idea. But you don't know, and you're taking them and sending them to another county. And by the way, how dare you? You have no control over this county. I can't come to New York City and bring people there and say, guess what? I'm gonna fill a hotel up in New York City because I want to. It's utter nonsense. We are independent of New York City. And frankly, New York City got $1 billion to fix this problem, and they're still complaining and they're still reacting as opposed to taking a plan and doing something appropriate that does the right thing for these people who are in a very bad situation. He's making it worse, not better. What's going to happen if they come here? They're going to stay here. They're not going to go back anywhere. So they keep on growing and growing. And our lifeboat that we have that is there for the protection of people in need, like any other lifeboat, it works only when it's up until capacity. Once it goes over capacity, it tips. Not only do the folks who added on go, but the people who were there. I have not-for-profits right now who are livid over what's been going on here because, with all due respect to the mayor, he doesn't know what he's doing. He has no clue what's going on up here in Rockland. He didn't ask. His people didn't ask. I mean, how do you implement a plan and just say, "Oh, we're going to come up. We're going to come up." Well, yes, when are you going to come up? Oh, we can't tell you.
How do your residents feel about this?
They are absolutely angry, and that's reflected in the way I'm reacting right now. If the mayor lived up here in Orangetown, in Orangeburg, near the hotel,
right,
and this happened, he'd be up in arms.
It is incredible. It's just out of the blue. Ed, I'd like to keep track of this. You can update us on that, but this dropped in your lap, and it's like a grenade. We'll keep a close eye on it. Ed Day, the Rockland County, New York executive. Again, there was no warning for this, no update on what could happen because of this and the responsibilities that he and the county might have to deal with right now, whether they like it, over this. We'll have more after this.